Well, hello, model car fans. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Rel, and here I am. I'm just digging through my stash here, a little bit of just kits I really like, which of course, that's why I buy them. So, the stash grows and some of these kits. And this is one that I didn't know about when it first came out. In '79, I wasn't building model cars when this first came out. But in the 80s and 90s, I was, and I loved a lot of the Monogram Mustangs. And even when the 91, 92 kits came out, I did buy a 92 Mustang convertible, built that, really enjoyed it. And it wasn't until, years later that I started to get back into the hobby, was getting online in the forums, and even eBay, that I hunt one of these kits down back then. That's when I built this one, which is 15 years old or more. Don't exactly remember when I built this, but that was, because of the forums and searching it out on eBay. But, now I've, grown a bit and find some other ones. Like this one I picked up about a year ago. But basically because it was a good buy and everything, and it looked good. So it's not the most mint example, but we'll go over here in a minute. But I've got some things to share. But, here's my, I'll say original build, but it's my build from about 15 years, maybe 20 years ago. But, with some really nice decals on it. These aren't the kit issue decals. I believe they were Katie ones. Or maybe I used most of the original ones. I built this. Got custom seat decals, which I'll show you that. That was something that somebody had printed and was selling. And I did some upgrades to it. You can see the mesh through the headrest there. But I do have the video on this, so I went over that. But this is my original build, and I really love the way it came out. And these are just fun, great kits. But they're getting a little bit hard to find, and it's only been issued once that I know of. But I question that, and we'll talk about that there in a second. Because of this kit. Now, I've only seen this box art, and it's only really been mentioned anywhere where it talks about the history that this was issued once. Now I've got something that piqued my interest in this, and we'll get to that in a minute. But it's pretty cool box art. You got the sunroof in it, the V8 in it. Now MPC did have a kit. There were other kits of the '79 Mustang. But here's the side box art. I got it marked as a spare because I don't plan to build it as a pace car, but don't really know what I'm going to do with it. May have some fun with it, but anyway. Here's the box. It's a little wear. Been around. '79 was quite a while ago. But we'll get into this, and like I mentioned, it's really not the most mint one of these. Some parts have fallen off the tree. Nothing's been started. Glass could use a little bit of polishing, but we'll dig some of this stuff out, and I'll just get to the bottom first. All right, my notes of what's missing. Here's those TRX tires, which are correct for this car and pretty decent. Here's the instructions. Here's the chrome tree with those TRX wheels, the V8 single snorkel air cleaner. And you got your mirrors here, the headlight buckets, your inside rearview mirror, your alternator, license plate mounts, alternator and carburetor, valve covers. So some pretty cool, neat stuff in here. The timing cover was right here, which is in the bag here. Then my note that I'm missing the actual distributor from this kit. Of course, the instructions. Oh, yeah. And the really nice decals here. So, these are mostly the decals I used on this one. I think there was a couple that I had to fix because I had an issue. I don't remember where it was, but I had bought some Katie decals, but I also painted some things. You can see some decals on here. This pinstripe is actually painted because it's not in the decals. So wrapping around. And I remember one of these, the front was damaged, so I spliced in the Fred Katie decal is right here on the front. That's what I spliced in, now that I remember. And I love the prancing horses. But, really nice decals. This one isn't like the best thing. There's the distributor I'm missing after inventorying this whole kit. And here's the an extra set of the seat patterns. But I've scanned this, and if I do another pace car with the Recaros, I'll use this. But that was provided by somebody. Unfortunately, I don't remember the name, but it was through, I believe it was a Scale Auto Forum. He was printing these. He's building one at the time. So I got them from him. He was selling extras. Here's the glass with the taillights, all the headlights and the fog lights, then the rear window. Then the front, how it's kind of made here, the windshield and the sunroof there. There's the TRX tires. Okay, and then here's the interior tub. And of course the wheel backs and everything. They're a little bit bulky, but they're MPC, or not MPC, Monogram for the time being. And they go together really well. Pretty simple interior tub, but plenty of detail. You know, especially for somebody like me that was starting out. And you've got your pace car hood, which is kind of tall. Of course, the intake, cylinder heads, the pulley system, manifolds, the engine with the manual transmission, I believe, is that one right there. Later ones have automatic transmissions. Here's our seat that had fallen off. See, that's kind of molded closed, but anyway. The master cylinder, shifter. They also got the manual shifter here. And then the front suspension and the simple chassis with the molded MMI, which I would sand that off, which I believe I did on this one. Yeah, I did sand that off. So I usually try to remove those markings. Fan shroud, you know, all the simple, easy stuff here. Then the rest of the stuff that's in this bag, this is stuff that's fallen off the tree, and after inventorying it, if I can get it all out of here, the exhaust is kind of caught in there. There we go. I did throw in a couple of distributors that I could use, but they're really not correct for this particular car because I used a much bigger distributor. There's my missing seat back, all of the wheel mounts that this pivot on. Here's the oil filter. Here we go. The really nice front pace car. I think this is cool, and I believe this is the only kit that has it. Here's your simple Fox body dash. Then the rear suspension here. With only one set of shocks, some of the later ones have two sets of shocks, if I could say that. And here's the Y pipe for the front of the exhaust, and here's the single exhaust with the dual tips. Here's the other wheel back. The real simple steering wheel, which I like the steering wheel. And matter of fact, if you recognize that steering wheel, that's the one that I put in my 71 wide body Mustang, my spare one. Here's the radiator. The fan shroud, or not fan shroud, timing cover with the, it's kind of funny because it's, I believe that's an oil filter. Maybe it's a fuel pump. Kind of looks like a fuel pump. But this thing shouldn't, well, no, it's carbureted. It could have a fuel pump on it. And then my molded in shock, and then one I grabbed from a parts kit because I was missing a shock to complete it. And then last here is, you know, your body, which is really, really nice. Really cool. But here's what makes me wonder about this kit being multiple toolings. Is look at that spoiler. The windows are open on this one. And I've noticed a few like that, but most of them I've seen are like this one. It's molded closed and the windows are not open. So I was wondering if there's a later body and an early body, because I didn't do this to this one. I didn't modify it or fill it in, and this one is molded that way. And you can definitely tell from the top that that's where they modified it and kind of changed the angle a little bit to fill it in. So the rest of the body doesn't look any different. You know, when I look at the engine compartments and engine and everything, you know, I don't see any other things that tell me that it's been modified. So that's something that I was kind of wondering. Maybe you guys know, or if any of you guys got this kit, I wonder which version body you might have. So that kind of threw me for a loop when I noticed it. I'm like, wait, I don't remember that being open. And so I pulled my build out, and sure enough, it doesn't. But, you know, I really like this kit. So this particular one, you know, I found it for 12 bucks. So for that, I couldn't pass it up, and I just picked it up, inventoried it, made sure I had pretty much everything in it. But, you know, I like these kits. I'm also doing the 91 Mustang, the one that has the wing on it. That one's kind of showed up on my channel. Now, there's the Cobra version, which was 79 or 80, that was issued right after this. I'll throw the box arts up. I would like to find one of those. I haven't found one. I haven't aggressively looked for one either. Just hoping one would turn up in my lap. There have been a few others after that, but the 83 convertible, I've got a couple of those. I got one that's unbuilt, 83, 84. The other one I built as an 84 20th anniversary. The box kind of talks more about it being an 84. But I also think that would be kind of fun to change, you know, the front ends of those bodies are, you know, all the same. So put the Pace Car hood and front end on that convertible and maybe adapt the wing or put a wing on it. And then make kind of a Pace Car convertible, even though there was no convertible in 79. Be kind of fun to do something like that, but I don't know. I think that kit is so hard to find. I may just build it as an 84 convertible or 83 convertible and just leave it alone with the V8 and everything. And then another one that I would kind of like to pick up in this series of tooling is one of the 85 SVOs. I do have an MPC 86, but I still prefer the monograms over the MPC on those. But I would like to find one of those well. And that one has been reissued, and it's pretty easy to find up on eBay. But anyway, I figured I would kind of share the contents with you, show you, you know, this particular kit. And I'll share that 83 kit eventually on the channel. And then also wonder if you guys, you know, ran into the spoiler as well, and your thoughts and comments on that. But fun kit, great kit, and you know, I don't know why it's, you know, never really come back out since then, but I think they were still in the habit of modifying the tooling and not reissuing it after that. But love these Fox Body Mustangs, these monogram kits. They're just great kits, and they're so much fun. But thanks, guys, for listening to me and going over all this. So thanks for tuning in, subscribing, and all your comments. I really do appreciate it, you guys. And you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time.